Breaking news, a man found dead in his North Tulsa home. What the victim's friend told officers alerted him something was wrong. The White House says Oklahoma is now in the top 10 in the country for new coronavirus cases, and we're in the top in the country for hospitalizations. We set new records again last night. The White House's recommendations to help reduce cases, including on college campuses. Today, happy news about a Tulsa police officer. He's coming home this afternoon. This months after he was shot in the line of duty. The celebration for Officer Zarkishan's return.
Covering news that matters. Fox 23 News This Morning starts right now.
Good morning to you. I'm Tiffany Alaniz in for Michelle Lynn. The time now is 4:30. Thanks so much for starting your Thursday with us. We begin with breaking news. One person dead after an overnight shooting. What led up to it? We will get to that in just a moment. Plus, new coronavirus cases in the top 10 in the nation here in Oklahoma, where new recommendations say the state should focus reducing that spread. I also reviewed the hospitalization numbers last night. We set new records of the number of Oklahomans hospitalized statewide and the number of patients in the intensive care unit. But first, meteorologist Michael Sagers in the Fox 23 Severe Weather Center tracking a windy day because it's bringing in a cold front for us, Michael.
Yeah, cold front swept through earlier this morning. Behind that front, we've had that gusty north to northeast wind.
Breaking news, Tulsa police are investigating the city's latest homicide of the year. A man found shot to death inside his home. Fox 23's Naomi Kitt is live near 56th Street North and MLK with how officers made this discovery. Naomi.
Tiffany, police tell us that a friend of the victims actually showed up to his home around midnight. When she got here, though, she saw the door open. She got concerned and called 911. If you take a look behind me, you can see crime scene tape is still up in the area. Police officers are still out here actively investigating, looking into who caused all of this. And if you take a look at your screens, we got this video earlier when police first started their investigation. Police say after that woman's call, officers showed up and they found that 52-year-old victim. He'd been shot 1 to 2 times and was dead inside his home. Right now, officers are investigating how this happened.
We've got our crime scene detectives out here right now. We have our homicide unit out here as well, and we have officers canvassing the area looking for any clues that can help us figure out what happened here tonight.
In the next half hour, I'll let you know some of the earlier calls that could be connected to this shooting. I'm putting together that part of the story for you at 5. Reporting live in North Tulsa, covering news that matters, I'm Naomi Kitt, Fox 23 News.
We have new details as the Nowata Police Department says they took an armed suspect into custody. We brought you this as breaking news last night at 10. Officers shut down US 60 near County Road 412 for 2 hours. They say the suspect barricaded himself inside a home, arming himself with a gun. The road is back open this morning. We will bring you the suspect's name as soon as investigators release it. Now let's take a look at the ongoing impacts of COVID-19 across the state. Here are the latest numbers from the state health department. The state reported 1,122 new cases Wednesday, putting the running total since March at more than 102,000 cases of Oklahomans with coronavirus. 13 more Oklahomans have died, 4 of those are from Green Country. There are nearly 14,000 active cases statewide right now. Nearly 2,200 of those are here in Tulsa County. A new report from the White House ranks Oklahoma 9th in the nation for new coronavirus cases per population. Fox 23's Scott Martin is live with a warning that that report lists a lot of recommendations, but one specifically for college campuses. Scott.
Yeah, that's right, Tiffany. The report says this morning, covering news that matters. I'm Scott Martin, Fox 23 News.
Now let's take a look at the latest hospitalization numbers released last night. There are 781 people hospitalized with COVID-19 or symptoms of the virus. We've learned 293 of those are in intensive care right now. According to the state health department, there are only 124 ICU beds available statewide. As we told you Tuesday, there were no ICU beds left in Oklahoma City, and as of Tuesday, Tulsa only had 33 ICU beds left. We're hearing from people not happy about the decision to send some TPS students back to the classroom next month. Parents, teachers, and students expressed their concerns, and some supporting returning to the classroom. Wednesday, the board voted to allow some students to return. Pre-K and kindergarten students to return November 9th. First through third grade are set to return November 16th, and fourth through sixth grade students at elementary schools will go back in person November 30th. Distance learning is still an option, meaning teachers will be responsible for the students in their classroom along with those online.
We're scared and we're worried, and this is not good. They're miracle workers, but they're not Jesus. So they're going to be run ragged and stressed out.
A lot of concern from teachers. The district says all students will have a distance learning day on Wednesday. The school board is expected to meet Monday to discuss the next steps. They have not finalized the plan yet for 7th through 12th grade students. Another burglary at another marijuana dispensary, and police believe the same suspects are behind it. Someone broke into the Canatopia on 101st and Mingo last week, and this week Purple Moon Dispensary was hit in Broken Arrow. This is video of the Purple Moon. You can see the robbers coming in. Staff believe the thieves had been there as customers to scope out the place. They say the valuable products and cash are always locked up. After a mild day yesterday, windy but really warm. Boy, you probably have heard the wind. It might have woken you up overnight. Meteorologist Michael Sager is in the Fox 23 Severe Weather Center tracking a cold front that is pushing in today. It's not going to feel frigid today, though, Michael, but definitely just not warming up like what we saw yesterday.
Exactly. Yesterday we had highs in the mid in about 2 minutes.
The time now is 4:39.
There's always a surge at the last minute, you know, and it's so, I mean, people forget. It's not, you know, most of the time it's not top of mind.
Setting the record just how many people registered in Tulsa County ahead of the November election. The update we've been waiting for happening today. A Tulsa police officer is coming home after recovering from being shot in the line of duty. The warm welcome in the works. Happening today, a Tulsa police officer is coming home after spending months doing hard rehabilitation work. Officer Aresh Zarkashian will fly home in a private jet. We first told you about this story back in June when he was shot in the line of duty. Fox 23's Amanda Harry is live at the Mingo Valley Division. That's where he's headquartered, with how excited he is to be coming home. And Tulsa is so excited to welcome him.
Yeah, he's very excited. We've heard that he's determined to be back at work here at the Mingo Valley Division with his brothers and sisters in blue. Live in Tulsa, covering news that matters, Amanda Harry, Fox 23 News.
Everybody's so excited for that. Amanda, thank you. One of the last living survivors of the Tulsa Race Massacre testified about what she witnessed nearly 100 years ago. In September, local attorneys filed a lawsuit on behalf of survivors and the descendants of the massacre, calling for reparations. 105-year-old Leslie Mother Randall is one of 2 known survivors that are still living. Wednesday, she gave her testimony in the case in a closed-door hearing. 8 pages of the lawsuit outline the reparations, including a victims' compensation fund, new mental health programs for people in North Tulsa, and a level 1 trauma center to be built also in North Tulsa. Gilcrease Museum announced the family of Eddie Faye Gates gifted the museum her 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre collection. Gates was a teacher, community activist, and historian who dedicated her life to recovering the forgotten stories of the massacre. Her collection has pictures, newspaper clippings, and recorded survivor stories. The museum says that collection serves as a resource for the people of Tulsa.
What is wonderful about the collection is that it will mean people locally can come here and research their own family history.
The museum says it'll take up to 2 years to properly archive the collection and get it ready for public viewing. They do want to host a Teachers Institute next year in time for the centennial, so educators can develop a curriculum around that collection. Such an incredible gift. Tulsa is resuming its search for mass graves starting next Monday. We've told you about the digs at Oak Lawn Cemetery after archaeologists detected anomalies in the soil there. They did not find any human remains. Crews will begin soil sampling and test excavation Monday morning at another location within the Oak Lawn Cemetery. Of course, we will be there to let you know what happens. In You Decide 2020, a record number of you have registered to vote this year. Tulsa County Election Board Secretary Gwen Freeman told us between the applications are already in, the projected number of those still arriving in the mail, the voter registration numbers will be well over 28,000 people. That's newly registered people. In 2016, the number was just over 14,200.
We did break another record, and this is the year for record breaking here at the election board.
Freeman believes many people are registering to vote because of how easy it is to vote absentee from home. With people hitting the road for a fall break, AAA is warning drivers to watch for deer. October to December, there they are, the most dangerous months in Oklahoma for collisions involving animals. According to the Oklahoma Highway Safety Office, 711 crashes in Oklahoma involved deer last year. AAA spokesperson says it's important to stay vigilant.
You'll see them on interstates, you'll see them on small highways. And again, pay attention to those diamond-shaped signs that say, you know, caution, this is a deer activity area. Those signs are there for a reason because that's where they typically migrate.
I mean, you'll see them in the middle of the city. If you crash into an animal like a deer, always call 911. Try to get your car off the road. Make sure your insurance is set to cover deer collisions. Several local students got a special pizza delivery from someone you might not expect. Firefighters pulled up to a home in North Tulsa to deliver to the family of Alicia. Alicia was one of the winners in a poster contest. You can see her smiling even with her mask for the National Fire Prevention Week. Her poster, there it is, Serve Up Safety in the Kitchen. It's an artistic representation of how to prevent fires in the kitchen.
Have children, grandchildren, or even nieces and nephews 3 feet away from the stove so they don't start a fire, or don't have the pot or the pan handle facing the front so somebody doesn't accidentally knock it over.
I mean, Alicia needs to be the new spokesperson for Tulsa Fire. I love her. She's so smart. After stopping by Alicia's home, the fire department made 2 other pizza deliveries to students who also won the poster contest. What a fun day for them. And she is, what a great girl she is. Congratulations to you, Alicia. A windy start to the day for us this morning. I mean, talk about a bad hair day. It's like, don't even brush your hair today. Meteorologist Michael Sager is in the Fox 23 Severe Weather Center tracking a seasonable day. Michael, we're not going to warm up too much before much colder temperatures tomorrow.
Yeah, we will notice the cool down, especially tomorrow morning. That's when we're really going to have the, it does look like we'll be warm next week with a slight chance of showers and storms. Breaking down what we've got for that morning drive in about 10 minutes.
The time now is just about 4:51.
Those numbers, those do start affecting our operations and our ability to provide service to people.
That's Tulsa Police Chief Wendell Franklin talking about coronavirus cases in the force, just how many officers have been infected with the virus.
The city government has the authority to take up Black Lives Matter off the streets, but they can't take it out of our hearts.
A local reverend is telling Fox 23 he's upset with how Tulsa is handling the Black Lives Matter movement, why he says he disagrees with the decision from Mayor Bynum.
We want to make sure that people don't think this is something that happened on the other side of the world a long time ago. Hate is still happening all around us and all through time.
A new exhibit remembering the Holocaust. Some of these pictures just chilling. It opens soon in Tulsa. Why those running the exhibit say it's as relevant now as ever. A new Holocaust Center at the Sherwin-Miller Museum of Jewish Art is almost open to the public. We got to look inside, so we wanted to show you this video. The new exhibit has been in the works for 3 years and features 250 artifacts that have never been on display before. The center features first-hand accounts from Holocaust survivors, including 5 who moved to Oklahoma afterward.
We wanted to make sure that the stories are from them, those who actually experienced it, so people can understand really what they went through and how everything came down.
The majority of the new Holocaust Center has direct ties here to Oklahoma and features other historic events. The exhibit will open to the public on November the 10th. October, of course, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Panera Bread sells their signature pink ribbon bagel. If you've never had one, they are delicious. The bagel was created by Tulsa Panera franchise owner Sue Stees, and it's nationwide now. At 42, Sue was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. Today, she's a 33-year survivor. The bagel is her legacy at Panera, and one way she continues to raise awareness for breast cancer. A portion of the sales are donated to help fight breast cancer. The time now is 4:56. We're continuing to stay on the scene of breaking news after police found one person shot and killed. We're live with the earlier calls officers say could be connected. Oklahoma now in the top 10 in the nation for new coronavirus cases. Why a new report says the entire state needs to focus on doing mitigation efforts and the new focus on college campuses.